fixing a hole where he had something in the ceiling mounted and then sanding it. So I probably have white stuff all over me.
I don't see anything.
Well, that's good. That's good. You're like a slightly blurry.
Oh.
It just happened.
It looks fine on my end.
Okay. Well,
are we live?
We're live.
You got to give me a heads up, man. I mean, it's not like I say shit privately that I don't say publicly, but still.
I was telling Sam as people were coming in that I was doing some spackling and sanding, and so I probably looked like I got dandruff all over me. And then I was like, "You look a little blurry." Meanwhile, a whole bunch of people are in here, so welcome.
Nice.
For everyone catching that part.
It's not plaster. It's rat semen, and you don't want to know the story behind it. It's really, really quite disturbing.
I would actually like to know if that's what the case is. Oh my God.
We're off to a good start.
A really good one.
Yeah.
What's new with you, man?
I was just sitting here in a straight up fucking rage, watching videos of ICE thugs assaulting peaceful protesters. And I was trying to wrap my head around the fact that Trump's Justice Department is now indicting Democratic congressional candidates. Kat Abuzela, who's running in Illinois, was indicted this morning. They are charging her with obstructing. They're claiming she slowed down an SUV, which is a really big fucking crime in America these days. And
after they drew her on the street.
That's exactly it. After they assaulted her. So yeah, that's where we are now. We're now in the phase of charging, indicting Democratic candidates.
Which is fucking crazy.
It makes me so fucking mad. It's and I think the thing that makes me the maddest is that if you turn on the limp dick wusses over at CNN, they don't have any idea any of this shit's happening. Tapper yesterday is yelling at Melanie Stansbury. I think it was Melanie Stansbury. I might be mistaken. Why don't you just reopen the government? Why don't you just reopen the government?
By the way, she's been incredible for somebody that a lot of people didn't know until recently.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of Melanie, not Tapper. That guy fucking blows. I'm reminded when we're talking about Tapper, when he went on his media tour earlier just this year, when he was telling us that presidential health is the most important thing in the world. He went on one podcast. It was Kevin Galloway's podcast. And he was talking about how pissed off he was that people were making fun of his 15-year-old son for wanting to be a cop. And Tapper's exact quote was, "No wonder you fuckers lose elections." It's an actual quote. Put aside for a second that it would have been a pretty incredible waste of resources for Democrats to be focused on winning the votes of 15-year-olds who live in Northern Virginia with their millionaire daddies. I think the larger issue here is Tapper doesn't think twice about attacking Hunter Biden as, quote, sleaze, or attacking Democrats as, quote, fuckers. But he sure changes his tune when Jamie Comer or some other Republican asshat is sitting on his show lying through their fucking teeth. I think it's pretty obvious. Tapper's a go-along to get along guy. I always think about like when CNN fired John Harwood and when they fired Jim Acosta, it was pretty obvious they were like, okay, we're going to get rid of the people who tell the truth. We're going to get rid of the people who stand for something. So that tells you everything you need to know about the people who are still there, right?
For sure.
Anyway, that's what I'm just sitting here thinking about.
That fucker line, I totally forgot about that. We need to start to do, I think a couple of people have done in the past, but we need that list of everything that happens every day. I mean, I guess it's sort of memorialized in our newsletter, but so much happens that we just forget, like 2 weeks ago this happened, or he said that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, I think what you need to see is a dramatic change in media strategy from elected Democrats. You're starting to see it a little bit with Ruben Gallego, which I'm really a fan of, or whom I'm really a fan of. Well, there are a couple things that raise my eyebrows, but for the most part. But what I really love is like yesterday, Casey Hunt on CNN is like grilling Ruben over why Democrats won't open the government and then renegotiate and then negotiate. And Ruben's like, "Are you fucking talking about norms? with Donald Trump? And it's like, yeah, exactly. Someone tell Casey about the video where Trump shit all over Americans. Someone tell Casey about the attack on the United States Capitol. Someone tell Casey about Trump putting a couple $100 million of our money in his pocket. The idea that all of these past statements still have relevance at a time when America's being butt fucked by a goddamn dictator is just idiotic. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little carried away.
No, it's I was kind of laughing a little bit because Gallego gave us a little heartburn here or there, but he was very good on what you're talking about. I just pulled up the newsletter, and while I was doing that, I also asked everybody, because I don't think you can see the comments, I threw a he in there. Any questions for Sam during his therapy session today? But here's the Gallego piece, which I think I can just pull over here. Stand by. We're gonna move it in here, and we're gonna play it for everybody.
Nice.
One of these ways. I thought I would be a little quicker here, but I'm not. There we go. Close that. Put that here.
Hey, we're still doing better than CNN.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, I did flag the Jake thing that you asked me to for other people. Okay, here we go.
The conversation we were having earlier, this is on a different topic from the shutdown. The president has entertained talk of him having a third term, selling Trump 2028 hats. And the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, said that he had had a private conversation with the president about the constrictions of the Constitution. How seriously do you or don't you take the possibility of the president trying to have a third term in office?
I don't take it seriously because he will, be in violation of the Constitution, and he should be arrested if he attempts to do that.
You think he should be arrested if he attempts to have a third term in any way? At what point? I mean, if he talks about it, what constitutes?
Are you sure about that?
If he files
really
to
sure
run
that's what
for presidency and attempts to run for elections, and then circumvents and ignores the rules, I think that would be a quick decision by the Supreme Court. Then at that point, once his presidency is up, when he is, supposed to be, out of office, he's a violation of the Constitution of the United States, and he should be arrested.
All right, Senator Ruben Gallego, thanks very much for spending some time with us. Speaking of norms,
I love that in the clip before that she was asking about norms, and then she says, "Oh, by the way, he's thinking about subverting the Constitution to run for a third time." It's like, do you fucking hear yourself talking? I tell you, I think my theory behind all the 2028 questions is it's political reporters letting themselves off the hook. Like, to them, they're asking a very tough question, but it has no near term consequences, right? So if you keep asking about 2028, then you don't have to ask about the fucked up shit that's happening right now in 2025. And so you get a lot of these chicken shit reporters who are like, "Oh, I need to at least pretend to be a tough reporter today. Oh, I know. I'll ask about something that's happening 3 years from now."
Yeah, and it reminds me, anybody listening, don't take this the wrong way because we love her, but it reminds me of when Nancy Pelosi was on TV and was asked about the Epstein stuff. And, she talked about it being a distraction, but obviously she was on there to talk about what she was focused on, the House stuff. And then there was the follow-up question, except in this case, the follow-up question was ridiculous. It was like, he gave the perfect answer. It was like, all right, let me give you another chance to say something differently. It's like, no, we're going to lock that motherfucker up.
I mean, the reality is more and more Democratic electeds are going to have to get very comfortable saying to reporters, "I don't know why you're spouting Republican talking points, but if you have any actual objective questions to ask, I'm happy to answer those." Because the reality is Republicans worked the refs for decades to the point that even now Trump is complimenting the New York Times. So, as long as we keep assuming that these people are acting in good faith, it's a little bit like assuming House Republicans are acting in good faith. They're not. And the longer we act like they are, the more we're going to get our asses whooped.
Well, that reminds me of something that you wrote today that I ended up posting, which was people like Jake Tapper made clear over and over again that they are Republicans. I'm begging elected Democrats to start acting like it. What else do we need to do to get these folks to wake the fuck up, man?
Well, I do think you're seeing sort of a generational shift. I think, like Ruben Gallego, you see sort of a willingness to push back in ways maybe that Democrats who, maybe remember a time when they thought the New York Times was their friend, or they thought CNN was a real news network, and they're still sort of trapped in that mindset of treating these people as like good faith journalists, and it's just, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just antiquated thinking.
The point that you're making is so in line with one that I made today when I was on with Waj Ali at noon. And basically, we were talking about this, and we were talking about it with like a Bill Clinton endorsing Cuomo in the primary, and how they went all in. And like I had said, of the two people in his administration he really didn't like that were in the cabinet, it was Bill Richardson and Andrew Cuomo. Yet to get Bill Clinton to do that for Andrew Cuomo shows you how everyone's shitting the bed. But I compared it to almost like Putin in this kind of Cold War Soviet mindset, where he thought he could go into Kiev and take it over in 11 minutes and viewed the country as 2 million people in uniform as opposed to 40 million people willing to reject this. I think we have the same thing going on here with these folks that like they think that this is the way that you just described the New York Times, which I think you also call the Gray Lady, which that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Or it used to be before she died. And this is not John McCain and Fred Thompson anymore, right? These are not people that you could work with back in the day.
No, I mean, we're talking about a party that's not only refusing to negotiate with Democrats, but a party that openly calls Democrats terrorists. We've been smeared, insulted, shit on. I mean, in the days leading up to the shutdown, the official message from the White House to Democrats, according to Politico, was go fuck yourself. So the idea now that this is a both sides story requires a total reset for people like Tapper. Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, I feel like from top to bottom, the Democratic Party has to get tougher. And part of that is telling reporters to eat shit if they sound like Mike Johnson. But that's not always easy to do. Our party has a habit of eagerly, accepting and even parroting Republican talking points against us. I saw a lot of centrist Democrats doing that shit this week, polling defund the police as if that was ever a very serious topic any serious Democrat was ever pushing. So my first piece of advice is start treating the press like the enemy they are. And my second piece of advice for Democrats is stop believing the ugly shit Republicans say about you. Start standing up for yourself.
And by the way, that when you said the way that you wish Democrats would speak to reporters that are pulling this shit, not to go back to Pelosi, but I did love when she turned around and told that woman to shut up.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. I mean, that's the energy that we want. And by the way, I'm going to take comments from Substack and I'm going to put them up today. So whether comments or questions until we have a fix. So I'll do that while you're talking.
Yeah, for some reason I can only see
hard for them to do that, Sam.
What's that?
Why is it so hard for Democrats to do that? To turn around and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you can use the F word on social media, why can't we go on TV and say, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you really parroting Donald Trump?
As long as Fox News is setting the terms of our debates, then we're going to keep getting the same goddamn results. And until Democrats learn to reject that framing and just straight up call out the liars and the bullshitters for what they are, we're stuck in fucking Groundhog Day.
Which is a great movie, but not
it's a fantastic movie. Yeah.
If I put this up on the screen, can you see them?
Yeah, that's really nice.
I figured we'd say something positive since the idea is to have Sam leave here feeling better than he came in.
No, it's funny. Like normally my escape would be sports, but I don't know about y'all, but I'm so fucking sick of baseball right now. I feel like the World Series has gone 75 games and they've been every single night in a row. I tried to watch all 18 innings the other night. At some point I passed out like in my easy chair. And then the game last night, I think nobody was feeling it. And then I woke up this morning and I just like, oh shit, they're playing again today. So yeah, no, it's, I appreciate that. I always end up feeling better after we do this. It's like my real therapy session in that, it's nice to be able to sort of take out the trash that has accumulated in my brain and get some things off my chest.
Well, I feel the same way, and maybe at some point we'll just do this daily so that we don't have to pay for therapy and we can put that towards, the IRS and everyone else who wants money.
I appreciate that. Although I do think my actual therapist is a little bit better trained than you
Okay.
are. No offense.
Wait, hold on. We got the nicest note. I need to find that, but it was like 2 months ago from a real therapist who may be watching. And she was like, I just would like to say I am a real therapist. And Adam, I think that you're doing a very good job convening these meetings and praised you obviously too. But it's pretty nice given the fact that I had, zero background in that.
Yeah, we're also going to start doing amateur appendectomies.
I was going to say, yeah, we're.
I mean, why
Next
not?
up,
We're
we're
just as
doing-
fucking qualified as RFK Jr.
We're doing free procedures here and a home elixir vax.
Yeah, if you see Adam offering hernia exams and pap smears, you just keep walking because he ain't got no license.
I'm looking through here. A lot of nice comments. If you guys have questions, put them in here. I'll put them up. But I do love Peter Sikowski. Tapper is a hemorrhoid. That's a very good way to describe it.
I mean,
by the way,
you can treat hemorrhoids though, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You can't. A hemorrhoid would be offended here. You talked a little bit about. I think maybe it was today. Some days feel like 48 hours. About Rachel Maddow pushing back on her parent company, which she's constantly been great at. Can you talk a little bit about her today?
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to.
I bring that up with Peter. Peter says, I just like Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, me
and then
too.
Melissa is talking about Rachel and Chris, but I think that was in the newsletter today.
Yeah, no, Rachel, it's funny when I reflect on the television hits I used to do as a journalist, there are quite a few of them that I'm embarrassed by. And then there's some like Rachel's show that I'm really proud I was asked to join. Rachel Maddow is exactly what a journalist should be in that she's not afraid to ask actual hard questions on behalf of people who are marginalized. And when corporate ownership interferes with that, she's not afraid to call them out. And when corporate ownership is being corrupt as fuck, she doesn't just stop being a watchdog just because it's her company, like you might see the CNN folks do. It takes guts to call out the people who sign your paychecks. And Rachel Maddow is correct that Comcast is helping to pay for the demolition of the East Wing and the new fucking ballroom that nobody asked for. I can't say enough about how much I admire that. It takes, on a good day, in a good year, in a good period in American history, it was hard for reporters to take on their bosses like this. It is not a good day in a good year, in a good period in American history. It's much harder to do this stuff now than it's ever been. And for her to still be willing to do it, to put her neck out like that, it's the kind of courage that I wish we were seeing from so many other people. But I'm grateful to Rachel for doing it.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Not only does she do it, but I can't think at this point, especially after all the great people they got rid of, I just don't think there would be an MSNBC without her. And a lot of times you and I have talked about it's sort of an aging, I don't say that in a rude way to anyone on here, but an older generation is able to figure out how to get YouTube on their TV. I feel like that's the end of cable news. If Rachel Maddow was gone from MSNBC and went on YouTube, I think that would be the end of cable.
No, I think that's right. But I also think MSNBC is on that trajectory anyway. Keep in mind, Rachel, she's only doing, 2-3 nights a week now. And MSNBC is being spun off. It's going to be called MS Now or M Snow. I'm not really sure how I pronounce it. But no, I think the end you're talking about is already here. It's sort of like the end of the Sixth Sense. Like MSNBC is dead. It just doesn't know it. Yeah. I feel like I've used that before, but.
Well, you have, but I was trying to think of what you use another line, which is basically like we're offering you a lifeline or a heartbeat, and they won't take it.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing. It's like, hey, you can have an audience here. Like, all you got to do is basically be our Fox, except tell the fucking truth. And, you got to keep in mind, there's rich people at the top, and rich people might own a liberal network, but that don't make them liberals. They still want their fucking tax cuts. They still want to be able to buy private jets at a discount. That's, again, to me, that's why it's so courageous, but also so necessary for somebody in Rachel's position to take on their bosses. But no, I mean, it's true. It's like, help us help you. And instead, what we get is a Republican named Morning Joe Scarborough, who spends half his time kissing orange ass and the other half lecturing Democrats on how to win elections. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know a lot of self-respecting Democrats who would watch that shit. But I do know that a good way to stop our self-loathing is to turn off MSNBC, unless it's Rachel or Lawrence O'Donnell. I'm a big fan of his too.
Or Chris, as some folks in the comments are saying.
Chris who?
Chris Hayes.
Oh yeah, I'm all right with Chris.
He's got some fans here. Here's one.
I thought you were saying Saliza, and I was like, is that
Oh my
motherfucker back
God.
on TV?
Dude, all these people reappear. So like, I didn't even realize until I think I told you like a month or 3 months ago. I had a terrible time that Brian Stelter was like back at CNN with like maybe even a bigger job. And I'm waiting for like the moment where Chris Cillizza just reappears, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
I was fucking dying yesterday. Apparently he has a show similar to this, and he and Chuck Todd were talking, and it was just like watching Dumb and Dumber, except not nearly as funny. And the thing is, Cillizza ain't looking so great. Like, I'm not one to shit on somebody's hairline, but if you ever watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, at the end when Christopher Lloyd's character is like losing it, and like he's been revealed as a cartoon, that's exactly what Cillizza looks like right now. And that is not a flattering comparison by any means. No, I tell you, the thing I was struck by was you have these two pathetic, gutless Republican kiss asses talking to each other, and they're both like, yeah, Mike Johnson's losing the shutdown. And it's like, oh man, I knew it was bad for Mike. I didn't know it was so bad that he's lost Cillizza and Chuck Todd. I mean, my goodness, the next step is losing Maria Bartiromo.
yeah. And I actually, as soon as you just said all that, I was at an engagement party like a week ago, and there were only a handful of people there, all Democrats, but then I saw Chuck Todd in the corner, and he didn't look so good either. I mean, I didn't talk to him, I stayed away from him.
He should stay in the fucking corner.
It's like, maybe this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of on topic. It's like, you had an opportunity to like be in this seat that Tim Russert was in and do something really fucking good that you could be proud of. And look where you wound up, and look what your legacy is.
Yeah. And not only that, but like, I missed the days when I thought it couldn't get any worse than Chuck. And then Welker comes along, and she's, I mean, even worse. And it's just, I mean, it's not journalism, right? It's like prompting politicians to lie to Americans and then not correcting those lies or not confronting those lies. And it's like, at some point, an iPad on a set of wheels can do your job. Like, you don't need to be there to do that for us. And really, increasingly,
in Amazon, that's going to happen after they fired 30,000 people. 75% of their workforce is going to be doing that. So,
yeah, right. And yeah, CBS Paramount's laying off 10% of their workforce. So yeah, no, it's.
I actually thought it would be more that would just go after the Barry Weiss news, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, John Dickerson already announced he's out. And he was
talking. I know you mentioned the Brett Baer piece previously, but also Scott Jennings, she's recruiting.
Yeah. I mean, CBS, to be honest, it's been shit for a while. But it's almost like someone said, "Hey, how can we take this turd and make it smell worse?" And they're in the middle of that project.
Let's start with Barry Weiss.
Yeah, the Barry Weiss turd stinking project.
I got to bring this up, just like I'm not one to like get into like looks and all that stuff, but you mentioned Chris Cillizza. So there was this Keith Edwards post, 10 months in, let's go. Shows you, I believe, the convention or.
I mean, Keith looks great.
Keith looks great.
I know. We should all be so fucking lucky.
But these other two, anyways, just putting it right there. I think this is the golden age that Donald Trump was talking about or something.
Yeah, no, this is the golden age Donald Trump was talking about. He's enriched himself and his idiot sons. Meanwhile, we've given $40 billion to
$800
Argentina.
million, right, for the first half of this year or something.
And then on Saturday, we're going to starve 42 million Americans. So it's a golden age for about 11 people. The rest of us are getting fucked.
So talking about the starving, can you mention, you had a post earlier today, basically if Joe Biden were to do this and then you're like, you can't even comprehend that, like it wouldn't even be possible to think about.
No, it wouldn't. And then, it's almost like it's our Achilles heel, and Republicans know it, is that we actually give a shit about people. It's why they're doing this. Instead of tapping into the emergency supplemental funds that they have to keep feeding people, they're instead going to punish people. They're going to starve people as a way of leverage. They're going to use it to twist the knife and make us see how much pain they can cause, because they know we actually care. They know we will eat a lot of shit in order to be able to feed people.
Do you have any faith in this piece that's going to go to the floor on the Senate to potentially? My understanding is if it were to pass and extend SNAP benefits, that doesn't have anything to do though with the government shutdown, right?
No, that's right. Well, I mean, and it also raises another point, which is the Senate has been at work this whole time. It's
The
Michael
Republicans
Johnson.
are fucking terrified if they're considering extending SNAP.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Not only that, but I mean, and I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this, but listen to Marjorie Greene talking about the Obamacare subsidies. I mean, the reality is a lot of this country is about ready to go off a fucking cliff. And it's not like things were great for them beforehand. So, I mean, I think the problem is
about her though, I agree. Like if you're going to be like Thomas Massey or her, and you're going to say something, no matter why you're saying it, and it's going to help other Americans, and we're in this situation, great. But the only reason she said it was because her daughter's fucking healthcare was affected.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's Republicans in a nutshell, right? I mean, they don't give a fuck about anything or anybody until it comes to their front door. But, the thing is, on that day, when it does come to their front door, I'm happy to use them against their own party. I sure as fuck don't mind using a battering ram named Marjorie Greene to go after Mike Little Johnson. In fact, I think it's the role Marjorie was born to play, a battering ram, just dumber than dog shit, but good for knocking down doors. So yeah, no, I mean, do I actually like her or think she's becoming a statesman or no, absolutely not. I think she's just seeing some very obvious shit. And because she believes in self-preservation, she's doing the very obvious smart thing. It's just, I think for her to see it shows you just how obvious it is. I don't know, but I also keep seeing Republicans talking about how they want to protect SNAP recipients and how they want to protect healthcare. And I know both of those things are a fucking lie. I mean, when has John Thune ever cared about SNAP ever before?
Never.
Yeah.
To your point, by the way, using Marjorie Taylor Greene against Little Johnson, I think that, Waj made a good point, and it's like right in sync in line with you, which is a lot of times he'll go and like just retweet Candace Owens or something. Mm-hmm. But when these folks are attacking their own, I don't think it's a bad thing to amplify them. It's kind of like the retweets, don't endorsements, but like if they're going to war, let's help them get the word out.
Yeah, no, I like that. And I like that they're confused. I mean, like if I had a chance to talk to Trump, I would tell him to go in the Oval Office and stand in the corner. And I feel like that would buy us 1.5 to 2 years of just straight up confusion on his part. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, look, the one thing that's always been our saving grace in going up against Trump and Trumpism is that they're fucking idiots. I mean, if these were like really competent, smart people, God, we'd be fucked.
It's true. I'm putting this on here. I love the corner comment. Let me just put this up. I'm not too familiar with this, but my mom used to work at Save the Children for years. Thankfully, she came to the U.S. and she worked at Save the Children and met my dad, and I'm here.
Which one's the QAnon one? Is that Save Our Children?
Save the Children?
Yeah, but one of them's QAnon. Is it Save Our Children as the QAnon people?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. I just, Donald Trump comes back from all these things and he's like, this is ended, and all this stuff. And then, they're handing over fake people and more, there's like over 100 people killed, I think, overnight.
Yeah.
I don't know. My dad's in Ukraine, I told you, and it's like he was not far from a bunch of stuff that happened 48 hours ago.
I mean, that's where I come down. if it's a ceasefire, then I want it to be a real fucking ceasefire, which means I want people to stop dying. If people are still dying, then how the fuck is it a ceasefire? And as for Russia, Ukraine, I mean, we all know what's happening. Trump's giving Putin all the time in the world to play it out. He's moving NATO troops off the eastern flank. I mean, Donald Trump has been what we always said he's been, which is Vladimir Putin's most effective win. You say Putin has a Cold War mentality. I think that's absolutely fucking true. You know, most of us felt like we won it in the early 90s. Putin never stopped fighting it. And he's really been getting his revenge through Trump. I mean, you think of the way we've not only decimated our own federal government, the way we're attacking our institutions of higher education, the way we've squandered and shat on our global reputation. I mean, and we also are now moving an aircraft carrier to South America. Putin, this has got to be the most successful espionage effort of all time. Installing a puppet president who executes your desires to a T. Jesus, man, it's somehow even worse than I thought, and I really thought the worst.
Yeah, I mean, if this was like a book, right? It would be fiction. It's like or a movie.
Yeah.
And every day is worse. And there's so many things that have happened. Going back to Rand Paul, right? Who I think is one of the only votes to push SNAP forward. He was the one that took the goddamn secret letter over to Putin in the first Trump administration. We still don't know what was inside the envelope.
We also don't know how much money Rand's daddy has gotten from the Russian government by doing a show on Russia Today for years. So yeah, no, that's the thing. Like anytime you scratch any of these fuckers, Russian blood starts coming out. I mean, it's just, you know, it really is remarkable. I'm 48 years old, which means I was a child for, you know, the first part of my childhood was the Cold War. It was
pretty
Reagan.
good, by the way, the Russian bloodline.
It was Reagan, you know, and so for me, and I think for people my age and older, watching the complete 180 flip-flop Republicans have done on Russia simply because this country elected a black man president, it's enough to give you whiplash. I mean, it's just, and you realize for the millionth time, or at least I have, that Republicans don't actually believe in anything outside of their own place in the order. And I don't know, white supremacy is maybe the most, that and tax cuts. Outside of that, everything's negotiable.
I know we've talked about it before, but I don't know if you ever watched The Americans.
Oh yeah, no, I fucking love it. It's one of the best shows. You know what I really love about The Americans was I mean, a million things because it's just a great show. But I really love the credits, the opening credits. I just think that's such a cool artsy thing. It
is, yeah. And you remember we did we kind of stole that. We did a Moscow Mitch ad a while back, although it featured Joe Scarborough. But yeah, with Dave Jacobson, I'll find it and send it to you again afterwards. But you know, I'm thinking about The Americans because it almost, you know, that was obviously a different time in the 80s. And like you could get away with, what's that? You're still here. But you could get away with, you know, a bunch of shit in the 80s. There weren't cameras and all that kind of stuff. But like, if this was filmed in current age, it wouldn't be believable because they're just in charge of everything now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I remember when I was watching it was in 2016, and there's like these moments of just like, oh shit, I know how this show ends. It ends with Russia winning, and it was just, you know, it almost made it too depressing to watch. Hey, I see a couple of questions here I want to answer real quick. One of them is, do I think the Epstein files will ever be released? Not as long as House Republicans are in charge. They will do everything possible to stop that from happening. I didn't realize just how afraid they were of them coming out until I realized they were willing to shut down the whole fucking federal government to do that. The other question here is, what do you guys think of Bill Gates playing down global warming? I think Bill Gates is an Epstein guy, and I think for a long time he was doing a lot of good. And then he, like a lot of tech guys, put that villain hat on, put that red hat on. And if he's suddenly saying that climate change ain't that big a deal, or we need to focus on the effects instead, I say, fuck him. Yeah, I'm not ready to give up and let this planet kill us or let this planet die just yet. If Bill Gates is, fine, fuck him.
Yeah, and you and I, and I think most of the people in the comments have been on the same page about all of this. I mean, if Bill Clinton is, fuck him. It's like, it doesn't matter who's on there. It does matter who's on there, but it doesn't matter to us who's on there. We want to see everybody held responsible. But I think the Bill Gates piece is a little easier to say objectively because of comments his wife has made during the course of the divorce.
Yeah, I think that's right. You know, it's funny. Guys that age get divorced, and you realize that their wives were the only good thing about them. I've known a couple of guys like that. It's like they seem like decent guys, and then their wives like come to their senses and get the fuck away from them. And you realize like the only thing that's left is an asshole. And it's like, oh, okay, so I see your wife. Your wife was keeping the whole outfit propped up. What's that?
Two assholes, theoretically.
Well, yeah, theoretically. Yeah.
I had two questions I wanted to ask you. So one, we haven't talked a lot about it since we talked about the East Wing, but what are your thoughts on the budget going from, quote, 200 million to 300 to 350 million, and what we know now, which is there is a bunker under the East Wing. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but that bunker is going to be renovated. Obviously, history repeats itself because Adolf Hitler had a bunker that was built under a ballroom. But it seems to me like, one, the money doesn't add up on the ballroom, although the money never adds up with them. Two,
Right.
It seems to me that this might be part of just a larger piece to get this bunker done.
For me, with Trump, I always assume stupidity first, corruption second, and then anything else after that. This one to me is less about being stupid, more obviously about corruption. I mean, the cost jumped from 200 to 350 million dollars in like a week.
And then they said something like maybe 300. We don't know what we're going to do the other.
Right. And then we see like the blueprints he loves so much, and it's got like staircases going to nowhere and shit. So you've basically got MC Escher's idiot brother coming up with a new ballroom. My question is always, and especially since this White House has said they're going to allow private donors to contribute. My question is always the same. How much of it is ending up in Trump's pocket? My guess is the answer to that is not zero. I think the more the price goes up, the more you can assume the Trump family's getting a cut.
I agree with that. And I'm putting this up because, Jennifer, yes, Sam and I, we made signs that said bunker bitch. The last administration, I still have some in my garage.
That's right.
One. I might pull one up back here at some point. But yeah, and then that stupid fucking walk. Remember that with Bill Barr and Jared and Ivanka held the Bible upside down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after they tear gassed and rode horses over a bunch of peaceful protesters, which the DOJ Inspector General later said was no problem at all. Look, the fact of the matter is, I know all the chodes on the right want to pretend that Trump is a picture of masculinity, but he's a spoiled, rotten bitch boy. He's a little Richie Rich who's been hiding behind bodyguards most of his life. I mean, if you've ever been in a bar, you've seen the Trump character. He's the loud, drunk motherfucker at the end who wants to fight everybody, but would get his teeth knocked out if he ever did. The idea that he's some kind of tough guy is pretty laughable. I mean, and if he wanted to show how tough he was, he could have gone to Vietnam, but he didn't do that either.
Yeah, that's true. And to your point, I think it was in Japan. I was looking at the video footage today. It's just so like you want a military who is inspired by the commander-in-chief and excited by them and taking out their iPhones and all that. But to see them inspired and excited by this guy is just really disappointing.
Well, it's unnerving, especially when he gives such overtly political speeches.
And is looking at martial law and doing these tests,
not only that, but identifying Americans as the enemy. I mean, that is just beyond the pale. And, to any Republican who wants to argue about this, here's what I would say. Imagine Obama giving the same speech to the troops and tell me how you would have fucking felt about that. And we know what the answer is. I mean, it's the same way they would have felt about Barack Obama demolishing the East Wing or Barack Obama putting $230 million of taxpayer cash in his pocket. The reality is Republicans, like I said, they don't believe in anything.
Obama hat.
What's that?
Or Barack Obama wearing a 2016 Obama hat with his tan suit.
I mean, people don't remember this, but he took shit because he liked Grey Poupon. They said it made him out of touch. And I mean, it's just,
which, by the way, is delicious.
I'll tell you, I've said this before, but people ask, what radicalized me? Well, what radicalized me was being in the White House press corps for Obama, and then seeing how other presidents got treated by that same press corps. And think about who was front row for Obama. It was Chuck Todd. It was Jake Tapper. Nora O'Donnell was in there. I mean, just complete fucking hacks who were eager to defend Fox News while also asking for a birth certificate. Anyway. I don't know, man. The way this therapy session's going, I may end up just as angry as I was when we started.
Okay, hold on. Let me make you angrier. My guest today is Sam Youngman. So thank you, the reunion. I think we have somebody new here with us. This is Sam. He runs the show.
Hi, I'm Sam.
He's not actually my guest.
By the way, I wanted to add something when I was talking about the women who divorced the assholes. I just want to say that by the grace of God, I am not one of those assholes. I've never been divorced, but that's only because I've never been married.
Well, there's also been the reverse. There's also been a few divorces that were because people did the right thing, and like no matter what someone thinks of them, like Miles Taylor got divorced. His wife left him because he spoke the truth.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
When he came out and did all that stuff. Now he's happily remarried and all that kind of stuff, but he lost his marriage in that process.
It's not the point, but
sometimes there's some good guys too.
I know this isn't the point, but how the fuck did he get divorced and remarried in the time it takes me to find a single goddamn date?
I think it's because you have to add like 3 years of COVID and then 41 years after COVID, or
sure. I don't know. I appreciate your math efforts, though.
Or people just like anonymous.
Yeah, it's also a nicer way of saying, Sam, it's your personality.
No. All right. If you are single and looking in the comments.
Oh God, no! Let's not go down that. Let's not go down that road.
I will be copying all these comments after the show. Just be sure to become a paid subscriber. It's not all fans.
Adam's job at Alt Media is pimp in chief. That's what he's doing. He's pimping me out. Yeah, it's.
I think the key to everything in life is like it just comes, and it comes when you don't expect it, and you're not looking for it. And that's just the way it is all the time. When you're looking for it, you can meet great people on stuff, but I feel like the stuff that works out is just like it's when you're just not.
Yeah, no. If you just go through life with your selfish head up your selfish ass, random things happen to you, or at least that's been my experience.
And you wake up in random places or cities?
Not in a lot of years, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since that happened.
So what time is it? All right. I had one other thing that I wanted to ask you about. Oh, how likely do you think it is? I mean, I know this is still fluid and it's happening right now, but how likely do you think it is that something might be passed on SNAP as it relates to the Senate? And the reason I bring it up, I'm totally going to forget, but I saw this great idea online, not my idea, but if you're doing Halloween candy, do Halloween candy. But if you're in an area where people are struggling, a lot of people this year are going to be putting stuff out for families like oodles and noodles, whatever, non-perishable stuff, just with like a little note, just put it out there. If you're in a place where you've got folks that are really affected by this.
Yeah, I tell you, I really like that. But to me, one of the things you said that was the most important was to keep doing the candy. Kids
don't not do the candy.
Yeah, man, kids shouldn't be punished for the dumb fuckery of adults. They deserve to have a Halloween. But I mean, the thing is, we're in a bad place right now, and it's easy for us to say it takes all of us to win an election. But right now, it takes all of us to keep each other fed. It takes all of us to stand up and keep this shutdown going. And part of that is acknowledging that it is causing a lot of pain for a lot of people who didn't ask for it. We got to pull together, keep them fed, keep them going, so that we can do what we need to do. Because like I said, Republicans know we care about this stuff. They know we care about other people, and they don't. And so they will ratchet up the pain and just dare us to not do something about it. So we have to do something. Even, it's not reopen the government, but we have to look out for each other because Donald Trump won't. The other thing I wanted to add, If you can give to your local food bank, please do. But also, what you're planning to vote, it's coming up. We're 6 days out, and we need to win some elections. Especially if you're in New York. I know some people are divided on this, but Andrew Cuomo was on Fox News this morning being a racist piece of shit. There are a million reasons to vote for Mamdani, but beating Andrew Cuomo and sending a message that this racist gutter bullshit isn't going to work again is a pretty powerful one to do it. So yeah, those are my two things. One, feed whoever you can, and two, don't forget to vote or remember to vote.
And then, any fun stories or shows or stuff you're watching?
Man, I've mostly been watching the World Series. Like I said, it's been like 75 nights of baseball in a row.
I stopped watching baseball after the Phillies because I have to monitor Phillies games to figure
Yeah.
out if Kyle is going to be in a good mood at the end of the night or the next day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dodgers versus Toronto, I figure Trump fans are going to be pissed off no matter what. So I felt safe watching it. But also, I don't know, I'm a Dodger fan. I love LA, even though the Dodgers really pissed me off by offering some support to ICE. But no, I don't have any shows that I'm really into other than I'm always watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I love their Halloween episodes. I do have a little treat for you. I have a preview, just a small preview of what my Halloween costume is going to be. I'm going to hold it up and see if you can see it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now, I don't want to give away too much, but I will just say that is a prop in my costume.
Wow, that is like a mini couch.
It actually is, yes, a mini couch.
I see where you're going here.
Well, when I ordered it, I was really disappointed when I got it. I thought it was an actual full size. I'm kidding. I didn't do that, but I could see how somebody would.
What I'm hoping is that like this is like Trump in the Oval Office where he's asking people which one he prefers, and that like this is your little version of what you're actually going in. And you
No, it's not. You think it's the Zoolander school for kids who can't read good?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Zoolander. It's a good one, man.
Yeah, no, other than that, I was trying to think of anything else I've watched. This time of year, I love the goofy Halloween movies because I'm a big fraidy cat and horror movies scare the shit out of me. I'll tell you just a quick story. I'm from Owensboro, Kentucky, and the two most famous people to come out of Owensboro are Florence Henderson, who played Mrs. Brady on the Brady Bunch, and Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is from my hometown. He moved to Florida when he was a kid, but I grew up with the Depp family. And when I was in about fourth grade, one of Johnny's cousins says, "Hey, my cousin John is in a movie. You should all watch it." And the movie was Nightmare on Elm Street. And I got to tell you, it was way too young for me to watch a movie like that. And it fucked me up pretty good. So I get the nightmares if I watch scary movies. And so I stick to the silly stuff. Like I love Hubie Halloween on Netflix, the Adam Sandler movie, which is just ridiculously goofy, but it's fun. And on Halloween,
like that. Allie is more of the Johnny Depp part, and we watched this movie called Bring Her Back the other day, and I can't watch this shit before bed, man. It fucks me up.
That's what I'm saying, and you're right. There does seem to be like a gender divide. Like I already knew that women were tougher than men. It's not like a news flash to me. But I am surprised how many women just love horror movies because they scare the shit out of me. Every Halloween I watch Ghostbusters. Like that's about it. What's that?
Blumhouse is really good. It's just like I gotta watch that at like 7 a.m. if I'm gonna watch a movie.
You need a full day to like get it out of your system.
Yeah, or something. You gotta watch some Peanuts afterwards or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm very similar. Like if I watch something intense, then I have to watch like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine or an episode of Friends afterwards to like cleanse the palate of my night terrors.
Wait, hold on. I gotta put this up for you really quickly. Okay, hold on, Tim. I'm putting this up.
Man, don't be giving shit away. But to answer your question, no, I don't know how to sew.
That's a pretty fucking good idea, though.
I will say that
No,
sort
he's
of
just putting.
that was sort of the thinking behind it originally, and then I realized I don't know how to sew. But yes, it is. I'll tell y'all something. I shouldn't tell you this. I got the idea from actually a Halloween costume I wore when I was in college. Um, when I went to school, the photographers, I went to a really good news photography school, and the photographers were the coolest people and they threw the best parties. And they always had some kind of creative theme. And one year, the Halloween theme was sex and candy. And I had been partying all day and all night. And I'm going to this party and I realized I don't have a costume. And so I told my friend, he was driving, I told him to pull into a gas station and I bought one of those Tootsie Rolls that's like this long. And I just half unwrapped it and stuck it out of my zipper because that was all I could think of. But I did feel like that met the
Some of the
sex
cheap
candy.
last minute costumes are the best. Even if they would get you canceled, I suppose.
Yeah, not
Do they
something I
sell
would
them
do
anymore,
in
though?
my 40s. What's that?
Do they sell those anymore? I feel like those are gone. Candy cigarettes are gone. The zebra gum's gone.
You know, I think you're right. I haven't seen one of those long Tootsie Rolls in a long time. Man, I used to love those.
You should see that. Might go well with your mini couch.
It's a white couch. I don't want to stain it. I'm kidding. I actually don't have any use for it after this. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any eyeliner for this costume?
I don't, but that would be like if I wanted to be really authentic, I would do that, and then I would sell out my whole fucking family. But I'm just gonna go with the couch part.
I think you should go find a Sephora and have them put it on you just as you're trying things out. I mean, you don't need to buy the actual thing, but you know.
It might be a good look for me. I don't know. I probably wouldn't do Sephora. I'd probably go cheaper. But yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like too much eye makeup does make me look cheap, and I do try to avoid that.
Yeah, I know you want to look fancy. This one from Kathy. I don't know if that's a good way to end.
Yeah, great podcast by now. That's how I feel too. It's,
That's how she posted that on the Tootsie Roll comment. So
oh, yeah. That was we probably should have ended about 30 seconds before that. But oh well.
well, this was fun.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, and let me make sure I really quickly copy and paste all these. Of course, everyone's laughing now. Y'all are very funny in the comments. This was a great time. This was fun.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I just want to tell everybody out there, if you take away one thing today, it's to have each other's backs. Donald Trump wants to divide us. He wants to turn Americans against each other, and he wants to cause suffering to help himself. And the best thing we can do is to alleviate that suffering for our fellow Americans. So I know I'm preaching to a very sexy choir when I say this, but let's look out for each other. And I hope you all have a very happy, safe, fun Halloween. And as Pamela said, go Dodgers.
And maybe we'll have a surprise Halloween edition.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be fun.
I mean, we do one on Friday anyway, right? Isn't Friday Halloween?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll get like a little
so it won't be that big a surprise. I could say boo.
I'm in costume. I'm going as a minion. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
What's Paxton going as?
a minion. We're all minions.
What about Cameron? Is he too old and too cool?
He's gonna go out with us as a minion, and then he's
Oh,
gonna
good
go out
for
with his
him.
friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for him, man. That's
He's a big Paxton supporter.
oh, I love that. That's the thing when you're a teenager and you think you're so cool for shit, and then you get older and you're like, oh man, I wasn't that cool. I wish I'd done that.
He was like that at 15, and then after like a year, now he like, I think he thinks one, his little brother's great, and two, he realized all his friends and all the girls think like, wow, you're such a cool big brother, and you got your little brother.
Oh, there it is.
So it's
Yeah.
just he really embraced it.
It's like my little brother's a chick magnet, so I'm a minion.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but he's a good big brother.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, y'all have a happy Halloween. We'll talk soon. Love you, sexy patriots.
You all are the best. See ya.